Hello, my name is Steve Gerhardt, and welcome to the 2018 season of the Unagi Observer. If you haven't already, please check out the link below for my review of Animore 2018. We will start off the season with the short syllabus of this season and talk a little bit about Harem Anime. As always, I am trying to improve the channel with every season, so this season, let me give you a little list of what you can expect. I will continue the historical anime series with 90s anime, talk about how technology of the 1990s influenced anime and the spread of anime into America, and a listing of 4 or 5 anime from the 1990s. There will also be historical Japanese episodes concentrating mostly on weapons and significant battles in Japanese history, as that seems to be what you guys like. Then there will be a handful of music reviews, not many, possibly only 2 or 3, but they will be interesting ones, so keep an eye out for them. And you will have the 2017 Otaku panel on Japanese punk music to either praise or blame for these videos. Also, there will be a handful of manga reviews. Like the music reviews, I'm only going to do 2 or 3. I've decided to limit the choices to manga that have some type of cultural impact, either in the type of storytelling or the story itself. There are some new anime, or at least new to me, that I will review. I am not sure, but I have a feeling that most of them will be cinematic anime. Something new I am going to put in this season is a little something that I like to call Inuyasha's Japan. This is going to be a series of episodes that talks about the real history that is the backdrop of shows like Inuyasha or Samurai Champloo, among many others. The time periods will most likely be towards the end of the Feudal era, Tokugawa, and the Meiji Restoration eras. I did a little episode a few years on the subject, and if you want to check it out, the link is down below. There will, of course, be some odds and ends over the season as well. I am hoping to complete and upload Ghost in the Shell Atmospherics, talk about the never-ending quest for an online AMV contest. Yes, I'm still trying that. And to talk about Otaku as well. Alright, now that we're done with that list, let's go on to Harem Anime. What is harem anime? Quite simply, it's usually a rom-com where the protagonist is pursued romantically by a group of individuals, usually causing the protagonist a lot of trouble in his or her life. The backdrop of a harem anime can cover the spectrum, slice of life to fantasy to science fiction. What's important in the harem anime is the story of a group chasing the protagonist for his or her romantic favor, often failing in a most spectacular fashion. The protagonist has some type of hidden ability or characteristic that makes him or her attractive to the harem. This is usually found in sci-fi or fantasy harem anime where the protagonist has some type of power or ability, or lives in a world where they don't have one and everybody else does. Another common theme is the cohabitation model. While this does exist in sci-fi and fantasy harem anime, in slice of life the cohabitation model is what drives the attraction, where their harem has to at first endure the new person and eventually finds that person attractive through their deeds and kind-heartedness. And the protagonist is actually in love with one specific member of the harem at the same time. Now, a harem anime can be made up of different sexes and orientations. What is important is that the one is being pursued by the many. The regular harem anime involves a young man being pursued by a number of women. This type of harem anime shares the same title as a yuri or lesbian-oriented harem anime. It's simply called harem anime. For a yaoi or gay harem anime, or one where the object of affection is a woman who is lusted after by a group of guys, is called gyaku haremyo, or reverse harem. The end of a harem anime falls into one of 2 categories. Either the protagonist winds up with the one he or she loves, or with none of them. Believe it or not, the ones where the protagonist doesn't end up with one of the harem is actually quite popular. At this point, I would like to recommend a few harem anime. For those of you who like the slice of life type of stories, go with Love Hina. The main lead, Kotaro, makes a promise to a childhood love that they will go to Tokyo University together. However, in life he fails repeatedly to get into the university and winds up at his grandmother's boarding house for young women to run it as the manager. While there, he runs into a gang of women who live there and they have to deal with him, and it doesn't help that he thinks that one of them is the childhood love. For the Yuri Harem Anime, go with Strawberry Panic. This lovely lesbian love story shows a new student by the name of Nagisa who comes to an all-girls boarding school at the behest of her aunt. During her time there, she starts to learn that she not only loves other women, but one in particular. There's two problems. First of all, Nagisa is an adorable airhead, and that leads to problem number two, where many of the women fall for her because of it, and they all vie for her affections. And the last one I would like to recommend is the famous harem anime known as Tenchi Muyo. This one follows a young man in rural Japan by the name of, guess what, Tenchi. His quiet life of following in his grandfather's footsteps to be the temple monk is interrupted by a woman named Ryoko, who Tenchi accidentally resurrects from a forbidden tomb. Ryoko's resurrections prompt several women from space, yes, from space, to come to Earth to bring Ryoko to justice for her past crimes. They come from all over the place: the royal family of Jirai, the Galaxy Police, or from the Galactic Madhouse. They all become distracted by Tenchi's little secret, one that he doesn't realize until his grandfather tells him. So there's one that I forgot to do a blurb for. It's called Ouran Host Club. I actually did a review of it a couple of years ago. The link is down below. Please check it out. Alright, so that's it for the first episode of the 2018 season. Keep checking back here every week for a new episode. My name is Steve Gerhardt, and this is the Unagi Observer. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.